my name is Wren. We're here at the NEC Birmingham at Motorcycle Live on the Royal Enfield stand. So let's go have a look. This Bear 650 is inspired by Fast Eddie, who did the Big Bear Run in California and came first on one of these Royal Enfields. What we're going to do is I'm going to swing a leg over this one over here. Just to show you, I've got quite a short inseam on legs. I'm 5'5", but when you hop onto this, I mean, hey look. It's pretty simple. For an off-roader, I feel like that is a good little bit of touch to the front. For me, a short rider, so the general rider on here will be a lot taller than me out on average. It's going to be a really comfortable bike. You've got some uprated suspension on the front. You've got this Showa upside down fork. So up front here, we've got the Royal Enfield Tripper. This is their new piece of tech where you can connect your phone to it and it will just mirror everything on here. Super useful. But this bike is inspired by ruggedness. It's inspired by fighting for that win. So not only is it excelling out on the road, it is an off-road machine too. It is completely capable, especially if you swap out those tyres, put some nice off-road ones on there, and you're good to go. This bike is running the very well-known 650 twin engine. You see this in the Continental and the Interceptor and the Shotgun as well. So really well-known, well-running, reliable engine within the Royal Enfield range. So Gary here is sat on what I think is the most impressive colourway of this Bear. You've got this checker tank, but then our frame is not just some generic black frame. You've got this gorgeous sort of like Tiffany blue frame, really stands out in the motorcycle scene. And then you've got a really, really classy grey to black colourway on here with those gold Showa forks. It's really stunning.
Thank you to Bikesure for sponsoring this video production. Bikesure has been in business now for over 30 years. As a specialist insurance broker, they treat every customer as an individual, and no matter what you ride, they'll have a policy to suit, from classic bikes to modern and everything else. They also have Owners Club discounts and multi-bike policies too. We've put a link to them in the video's description if you'd like to get a quote.
And as we can see here on here, we've got this bench seat brown, and then you've got the bench seat in black as well. So really what this bike offers is customization to the new owners, and then they've all got number boards. So this one over here is inspired by Fast Eddie's racing number 249, but you can put whatever number you want on there when you buy it. Right, let's take you over to the classic 650. This bike, hotly anticipated. It's something that the Royal Enfield scene have been crying out for, and it's finally here. So here we have the stunning classic 650 range. It's got that retro feel, but with that 650 engine we were talking about on the Bear, more than trusted within the range. If I swing a leg over here, sorry, excuse me. Really comfortable riding position on these. Upright, chilled, out for a bob in the countryside, but when it's got that 650 engine, it's more than capable of doing further afield touring as well. But this is a beloved model within the Royal Enfield range. It really screams that heritage. So you've obviously got it in this stunning, you got this stunning almost blue, Tiffany blue again. My favourite, everything shiny. You've got the chrome with the gold pinstriping along the side. So next we've got the Himi 450. It's a new engine on these. It's the Sherpa 450 engine. And this is a bike that is definitely for the off-road scene. It is more than capable, but it's within that affordable range. So real entry level, but it will take you through to your sort of expert level of riding. Yeah, so you've got the GMA soft panniers on this one here. I rode this one out on the launch in Sardinia. Not really an off-road rider. It maybe did, my experience of off-roading was on a WR in Utah for 2 weeks, and that is it. So when I was asked on the launch for this bike, I was a little bit intimidated. It's the biggest bike I've done off-roading, but by the end of it, we were going here, there and everywhere. I felt so confident on this thing. Now, me for a short inseam, it can feel quite tall on this one, so there's a little bit of a slide over. However, underneath this seat, we won't take it off today, but this is so easily adjustable. It's just a hook underneath, lift it off, decline the hook, and then you've got a shorter seat height. And then if you're a taller guy, you can raise it, or alternatively change it out for one of our touring or enduro saddles, and then it's going to raise that bike up and make it more comfortable for you. Ranging on from the Hemi here, we've got one here that's fully GMA'd up. So you've got these hard panniers on the back, genuine motorcycle accessories, but they're provided by Royal Enfield. They're made specifically for this bike. So you've got the hard cases and side panniers, and then on the side you've got these crash bar soft cases. Super useful, quite an unusual bit of kit for one of these. And then you've got this more sort of like comfort seat, because this is the touring model. This is the setup you want if you're going to go far. And you've got this high windscreen up on here, just sort of like helping with that motorway travel or anything like that, just diverging off there. What else have we got on here? We've also got aftermarket crash bars on the side down here. And then also around the front, if we take a look at the headlight, you've got the headlight guard as an added extra as well. So as you can see, we've got sort of like a breakaway diagram on the back here. All of this that you can see on this diagram has been put into this bike here, just so you can see what it'd be like in the flesh. So if I have a seat on this one. So as you can see, you've got the guards here, the soft panniers here, you've got your screen just for your touring, and there's so much space in these that you wouldn't need to have any sort of additional luggage. This would sort you out. But really comfortable upright position on these bikes, and it will take you far. You can go all across Europe on one of these. So I'm going to take you to the Brava Blue, because this is my favourite colourway. This here is the new Gorilla 450. It's running that Sherpa engine that we talked about that sat in the Hemis. A real city slicker bike. It's going to get you around town and outside there. You can hit the country roads too, but it's small, it's light, it's well balanced. Something that I know that Alex here behind the camera rode in Barcelona. I'm sure he absolutely loved it, I'm assured. But really cool bike, super useful for commuting, but a little additional bit plus. And we've got another Gorilla here in a silver colourway. And then we're onto a bike that we released earlier in the year called the Shotgun 650. So it's running that twin engine again, but a more sort of like custom bobber cool style, like something that you can really make your own, and it comes in some really cool colorways as well. So you've got this sort of khaki colorway back here, and then just behind you, Alex, you've got the white. And what it offers is something really cool. You can make something like this with this bike. It's so customizable, it's so easy to work with. That 650 engine will work for any sort of circumstance. So a real one if you're a budding bike builder. And then we've got one that was released a couple of years ago here. So the Gorilla is the upped version of this, but this is the Hunter 350. This was Royal Enfield's first go at making that City Slicker Plus bike. Again, light, small, perfect for someone with my inseam. Something that you can just hop on and go, sort of nip in between cars in London, but a really agile bike too. So definitely want to go for if you're in the market for something not quite 650, not quite 450, maybe 350. If you want a bit of a more laid-back, cruisy lifestyle, then we've got the Meteor 350. Again, it's that upright position, but slightly forward pegs on these, just to give you that chilled, relaxed vibe, a bit more cruisy, a bit more easygoing, but also helpful for, you've got the passenger access as well, you've got that pillion opportunity, much more comfy on these bikes. We do offer a 650 in this range as well, which I'm sure is peeking around somewhere. We'll find that in a second. Yes. So something that's really cool on the stand this year is if you have a Royal Enfield bike, you just need to show your key or a picture of your bike, you can have some barista coffee. I think that's a really nice touch from Royal Enfield. It shows that they're caring about their customer base and they want to look after them. Right, now we're going into the custom world a little bit. So one thing that Royal Enfield are really into is their flat tracking. So we've got quite a few custom builds on the flat trackers. DTRA is something that we sponsor, and Slide School is an initiative that we invite many of our riders on to sort of have a little go at flat tracking. And then you've got this bike. This is a Shotgun 650. So we were talking about that customization back there. This is truly customization here. This was for a Netflix series called The Kitchen. It's Izzy's ride. It's meant to sort of have that electrical look, that really sort of futuristic vibe. And I actually had the opportunity to ride this up Goodwood. Interesting ride and very tall for me as well. I was tippy-toeing, but really, really cool vibes on this bike. And then if we take you over here, I'm going to take you out to the other side if we're going to stay on the subject of some really cool custom vibes. Here we have a collaboration with Top Gear. This is the Top Gear Continental GT 650. Really, really cool colorways on this, inspired by the old BMW, the Le Mans car. So here we've got a real passion project. This is the Quadricycle. It's 1901, this bike, and recently it just did a trip from London to Brighton. I hear it was relatively problem-free. A massive 20 miles per hour was achieved on this bike. And then we've got something pretty iconic here. And for those who've been keeping up to date with Royal Enfield news, we've recently released an electric company called the Flying Flea, and it was based off this model. Now this model is really unique because it's one of very few, if any, that is still in that drop case. So what these bikes used to do is they used to be dropped from planes to assist the soldiers. Instead of using bicycles, they got a working motorcycle that they would just unload from this drop crate and away they go. But yeah, this is a really rare example. So I'm going to briefly take you through some of our experienced partners. One thing Royal Enfield likes to do is make their bikes accessible in adventurous capacities. So we work with a few companies. One of them is here today, Vintage Rides. They offer rides across the world. So we've got a nice little list here: Africa, Asia, Europe, South America. Some really amazing places to get on a motorcycle. And then we have one that's a little bit more local to home. We've got Biker B&B. Some of you may recognize their custom build. This is one of their Interceptor builds. And then finally, what is coming to NEC Motorcycle Live without spending a bit of money and walking away looking good? So we've got the Royal Enfield official merchandise shop. Plenty of options here of everything Royal Enfield, including different helmet styles, classic, just heritage. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about our amazing stand here, but you watching and me talking about it isn't enough. You guys need to get down here to NEC Motorcycle Live, visit us on the Royal Enfield stand, get your coffee, sit on some cool bikes, and we'll see you soon.